Hey, I'm Jake,
And I'm Michelle.
and this is your return to Boundless Spain.
So this is our second time in Boundless's Andalusia, Estepona, Spain location. And we thought we would just give you an update. If you haven't seen our first video, definitely check that out because we won't go through all the details, but we thought we'd give you updates. This is a different time of year that we've attended a cohort, and we have some new things that we've experienced, some new finds, some new updates, and so we'll just try to run through all that.
Yeah, and so the first time we came here was January, February, March. And so that was the winter session, and now we're here September, October, November. So here for the fall. And I think a lot of people would say, way better in the fall, right? You're coming off the summer, you still have a lot of the beachy activities coming into September. But honestly, me personally, I really preferred January, February, March because the weather was quite fantastic for that season. So if I had to do it again, I would come back January.
Yeah, okay. Well, here's what I think. I think that I surprisingly loved January, February, March. I thought the weather was gorgeous, except March we got a lot of rain, kind of not typical. It was not typical the amount of rain that we got in March. However, I have loved the fall, loved it. It has not been nearly as hot as I thought it would be in September. I thought it might be a little bit like European unbearable, like lots of tourists and the heat together are not my type of thing. But it had like a still vibe going in September, and I didn't think it was overly hot. We actually got into the water at the beach, which was the water surprisingly cold, which was kind of shocking because I don't think I ever got in the water in January, February, March. So I thought it was going to be warm, but the beach water is actually chilly, but it feels refreshing. And we've gotten in the water several times. I don't know. I love being on the beach. I love warm weather.
Yeah,
but it wasn't unbearable at all.
I do agree that September was not as hot as I was fearing it would be. I thought it would be just kind of stifling, and it really wasn't that, and it wasn't so touristed, so crowded on the beach, but definitely allowed us to have a bunch of beach days in September.
Yeah, and then leading into October, the weather's been beautiful. I think it's been, I should have looked up Celsius. I guess I could do the math, but like 75-ish, let's just say 75 in October, it's gotten down like 75 to 80. Right? And now we're at the very tail end of October and we have about 70 degrees, right? And we've had our first main rain day yesterday.
Yeah, so we had a very dry streak here coming from the summer, which they say is very typical.
Yeah. So I think the weather's been great. And now you feel it kind of cooling off, like a little cool in the air, but still you can kind of get away with just a light sweater at night and short sleeves during the day. As of right now, I assume it'll get a little bit colder in November, but still very pleasant. So I think it's a great time of year to go. Let's talk about a little bit more of the cuisine, because the January, February, March, I feel like we cooked more.
Yeah, we barely went out to a restaurant at all.
Yeah. And this time we've gone out to a lot of restaurants.
Yeah, and there are so many amazing restaurants here. There's like restaurant row with place after place that's just packed with indoor outdoor seating and really great options for different types of cuisine, different levels of cuisine.
But they're like cute little cafes. It's not like restaurant row with like a lot of chains or something that, it's like very cute in the cobblestones of Old Town. So we've got to experience that a lot more this season, maybe because the daylight hours have been a little longer. Our time just changed. But do you think that maybe plays a role in the fact that we're going out more to experience?
I think it's just, the season of life we're in. Sometimes we feel like cooking at home all the time. Other times it's better to be out. But I will say the one thing I've noticed and heard from other people is that generally the beach row, so the row along the promenade and the beach, the restaurants there, they don't tend to be these standout hot spots. They have little things here and there you can go and get, and it's a really great choice. Yeah. But I would say in general, you need to come in from the shore to get to some of the really good restaurants.
Yeah, and I don't know if I think Spanish cuisine is one of my favorites by any means, but I think here you have just so many different types. The variety is so good that you never get sick of anything.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the real bonus of it. I will also say, real quick side note, when you just said that, is that last time we were here, there was a little beach restaurant cafe that was not open. It was right in front of the EC, the education center, the school. And this time it's open and it's actually really convenient, great. And so after school, if you want to grab something, or right before school, grab a juice, grab a meal, grab whatever, it's like right there, or the kids can go play while you eat at the cafe. It's really nice on the beach right there in the EC.
Yeah, it has been a big distinction between the winter and the fall that everything is open. 100% of the places are open in September, compared to in January, half the places were open maybe. So all the beach chiringuitos, they call them, the beach restaurant bars, were all closed for the majority. Maybe one or two stayed open through the winter season. But now you have many options to choose from along the beach, but they're a little bit all the same type of offering
kind of the
along
same
the
thing.
beach.
So I mean, honestly, this is the same kind of, I felt like in La Barra, is there's already so much to choose from here that sometimes the off season's kind of nice. It just narrows down your options, so you're not constantly like, where should I go? There's so many options. Yeah, there's enough, even in the off season, there are plenty to choose from, right?
Yeah.
But I will say, I noticed, I'm like, wow, there are a lot of gelato places. I only knew of like one or two in the off season. So that kind of stuff is fun to kind of experience in a different season as well. Should we move on to just like maybe different side trips and stuff that we've done?
And last time we were here, we had a car for about a month on, a month off. And so it was every weekend we were going and touring different nearby towns, etc. We haven't done that as much here. I think we've been really content just walking everywhere and being in Estepona. And that's generally the consensus for the cohort, is that everyone's not really looking to explore outwards too much.
Yeah.
But when we do, there's still these awesome little towns.
There's so much. I think that maybe also is a benefit. A couple things. One, we've already been here and we've seen so much around here that we don't feel the need to go out. So it's been nice to just kind of get into this rhythm of have some nice weekends, and we'll kind of discuss a little bit more about what we've been doing. And so we don't feel like, okay, we got to go see this, we got to go see that. And you're right, this cohort, a lot of people explore little things, but a lot of people want to be together on the weekends and do things and just be around town, because it's fun this time of year. You have the beach, you have some things going on. So
yeah, and it does go to show again that you do not need a rental car here.
Right.
Like by no means. You can walk everywhere. All the grocery, everything you need is within walking distance.
Right. And so we talked about a lot of the types of side trips on our last video, so refer back to that. I will say one that we did, and we did a little bit differently this time, is Mijas.
Mijas.
And that was a really cool town. Last time we just did a chocolate experience on a rainy day there, and we didn't really get to see it because it was raining. And this time we went during the day, a Saturday. It was cute and beautiful just to walk around. So that's a place that's really nearby, that's added to the list that I don't know if I mentioned last time.
Yeah, and definitely, the big city like Sevilla,
Everybody
Granada,
seems to
Cordoba,
love.
everyone's big onto all those as well. I will say though, on the top of my list is Ronda, Ronda, the cliffside ravine town. Love Ronda very much as my Spanish city. And then Gibraltar was a big surprise to us last time.
Yeah.
Loved how close, 45 minutes away, and you can do some excellent tours there.
And I don't know if I mentioned this on the last video. I also have started a blog post with all of our review videos and then all of our little recommendations. Not like every recommendation, but the ones that either we find or that are a little unique or different than other people might have found. And one of them for Gibraltar is a tour guide, and now we've passed his name along to a lot of people who have also loved him. And I think the experience when you use a tour guide in general, or if you use him versus if you just kind of do it by yourself, like people, you just really feel connected to it. Gibraltar's cool, but you got to like understand the history and the past, and for somebody that's lived through it, I will drop his name in that blog post as well.
Yeah, shout out to Tommy.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, a couple of the other things. Just, I think Malaga is really cool. It's close. I think it shocked me. Underrated, yeah. And then the sand dunes, I think we talked about in the last video. So go back to that. I think those are fun. It's like a fun day thing to do, and it's fun for the kids.
Yeah, so if you do choose to have a car, choose some weekends away, etc., you can definitely fill your time in these neighboring towns. And then for the mid-cohort break, we actually flew to Sicily, which was wonderful, fantastic. So there are a lot of, short flights. You can get to a lot of different places. Just the general feedback is we hear a lot of people go to Morocco or to Portugal, drive to Portugal, great resorts in Portugal. I would just say for Morocco, you really want to make sure you're ready for it, because we have mixed reviews of people coming back. Some people get a little sick, it's a little gritty.
Yeah, Morocco is a hard one for us because we've been to Morocco years ago with the kids, and we loved it, but we also have this little hesitation to recommend it because it is so hit or miss, and it's really hard for us, I don't know, to explain Morocco. It's a little bit gritty. Yeah, a lot of people have come back a little bit ill from being there, but then they loved it also. And so I don't know.
Yeah, just ready. Make sure you're up for the adventure, I'd say.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Okay.
Yeah, and so the other thing about coming back the second time is we were able to just really dive right in. Like we knew what we wanted to focus on. We knew the places that we liked, that we wanted to hit again, and we knew what we wanted to explore more of.
Right. And so a couple new finds, and again, I'll put these in the blog post, but one I did this time is, I don't know what I was looking for. I was looking for like a body worker probably, or like a healer or something. And anyway, I found this Ayurvedic lady, masseuse, and she came to my house. She also has this in about 15-minute drive. kind of up the mountain a little bit, secluded in this beautiful kind of garden that you can get the massage, but I just needed her for convenience, come to my house, so she did. It was a great massage, highly recommend her. And then I got to talking to her and she cooked me some Ayurvedic meals. And then I thought, could you do a workshop and cooking class for some friends? And so we set that up and that was really fun. This cohort has been really nice, my kind of people into just learning about different health conscious, I don't know, just it's been a good cohort for that. And so we had a lot of fun doing that.
It's fun when people are willing to try new things, say yes to things they haven't done before.
Learn new things and just kind of get out of their comfort zone a little bit. But that was a very cool class, so I highly recommend that. And then we did not use her last cohort, but we just had some friends come to visit. And there's a lady that cooks dinner for them and they highly recommend her. So I'm gonna start having her cook dinner for us once a week maybe.
Yeah, so if you don't want to eat out and you don't want to cook, it's sort of the middle ground. You can have meals delivered for you.
So I'll put her name out there as well. What else have we done differently?
So our middle son, Jagger, has been doing soccer, the English football club on Sundays. So that's a drop-in program where it's just you pay 15 euros for the 2-hour course, 2-hour training class. And man, he's just been really enjoying that.
He's really loved it. And it's right up the street at Stadium. Now they've seemed to be moving locations a little bit, so we'll see how it goes. But it's been really, really convenient and great, and he's loved it, and just kind of a nice way to, if you love football or your kids love football, that they can get in for 2 hours. It's an English soccer club.
Yeah. And the other thing we've done there, we went to a Estepona football match, a soccer match. So it's their 4th league in Spain, so they're not the top level of professional soccer players, but still super competitive, super
fun. And a bunch of families from the cohort went. I highly recommend that if they're playing and get some families together to go.
And you can just walk up the street to it. So
it's
very
chill.
Easy logistics.
Yeah, very, very chill. Okay, we're also playing, of course, a lot of padel. We played a lot last time, but we're really playing a lot more this time, I think, even.
Padel or paddle, if you haven't heard of it, definitely dive right in. Go buy a racket on day one.
Buy a racket on day one, because that's what I think the mistake most people make, and then they're like kind of slow to get into it.
One foot in, 1 foot out. Just commit to it.
Yeah.
Go get a padel racket day one, and you can play the whole cohort.
And likely half the people will be starting fresh and new, so don't worry about never having played before.
It's very fun, social. We do a lot of mixed doubles, very active and great.
It's super fun. One thing I wanted to say is about various cohorts, and just that it's not only about the season, right? It's that you get different families in these cohorts, and I think there is a benefit to just experiencing almost the same location but a different group of families and seeing the differences, right? And then also that 2 families can be at the exact same cohort with the exact same people and have 2 different experiences. Do you ever find that too?
Yeah, I think it just goes back to the season of life you're in and what you're ready for, what your kids are going through, if they're clicking at school and stuff. Yeah.
And this seems to just be a group that's pretty, I don't know, it's just been easy.
Yeah, I think it also helps that everyone's very active and outside and just constantly into the next endeavor to run across town and do another activity.
There's been a good group of like health focused people, which is important to me and that I was kind of looking for. So that's been really nice. There's a mom that has stepped up and she's teaching an amazing Pilates class one day a week and for the entire cohort, and then an amazing bar class for just the moms one day a week. She's really good. So I think sometimes too, you never know, like somebody in the community in the cohort steps up and has these offerings too that can vary by cohort, which has always been really nice.
One of the dads is leading an entrepreneurs group once a week. So
there's a lot of things.
It's great when people bring their talents and share them with the community. Very generous of people to do that.
Yeah, because again, I've said this before, and I think this is the hardest thing to explain about Boundless, is that yes, it is getting pricey. Okay, there's no doubt. It is getting pricey. And some people say, is it worth it? You can find other world schools, and you can. And we do, and we love them all for their own purpose. But I think something about Boundless, you get a certain type of people that are kind of all of a sudden on the same playing field when they come here, right? But they have all these different levels of expertise and different backgrounds and super interesting, and there's space to share it. And I think the wealth of knowledge that is shared and consumed is where the true value of Boundless is, and these connections, right?
Yeah.
And networks.
Yeah, I mean, it really is incredible that everyone has their own genesis story of how they got here and why they're here. So it's interesting to hear everyone's journey to get here, but once they're here, everyone's on the same cohort, everyone's in the same place. And so it's a great leveler that everyone's here for some of the same reasons and willing to share and be open and connect with others.
Yeah, it's just, I just think there's a value to that that's really hard to explain to people that have never been to Boundless before. And yeah, I just want to state that, and I don't know how to exactly state that properly, but there was my attempt. Okay.
One other thing that is new this time around is there's a new extracurricular activity, ECA, and the kids, so after school, the kids can sign up for an additional cost experience once a week. And so this one, it is musical theater. And the kids have really been leaning into that. They really love it. And I'm grateful that they're offering that, because our kids have been craving something like that for a long time.
It's been really, we have wanted to do that for years, to put the kids in musical theater. We just think it would be they've been wanting stuff like that. So I was really happy Boundless offered it, and they have a really good teacher. I think that's half of the battle, most of the battle, honestly. Because without that, then the ECA doesn't really work. So that's been a really great ECA. The kids come home super happy. In fact, I have also had the teacher come and give my daughter and one of the other girls here private voice lessons. My daughter's always wanted to take voice lessons. And so she comes to the house, she's come a few times, I guess, and given some private lessons. So that's been fun too.
Yeah. And some things that are the same with the EC, with the Education Center, I would say still has some downfalls to it. Like the space is fairly small because it's
very small.
Yeah,
it's
prime,
very small.
It's prime real estate right on the main promenade, so the location is wonderful, but the space is small for the very youngest kids class as well as for the older kids classes. So they make the best of what they have there. They also spend a lot of time outside on the beach. They still have the program where they do their physical education class at the local tennis courts. So they do have some space to run around outside throughout the week.
But not directly within the walls of the education center, which is different than, let's say, like La Barra, right?
Right.
You walk in and you have some space. So I think it's the downside, but then, and I really think it's too small. I think the little kids classroom is definitely way too small. I think Boundless knows that, and they're trying to work to figure out some more space. So I think that might change, hopefully. Just, it loses its charm to me in the 1 to 3 year old class. However, the flip side of that is that you walk outside and they can be at the beach, the playground, and it's right there. It's not like they have to trek across town or anything for any of those. So they're literally at the beach or the playground, or maybe both, every single day.
Yeah, and it's a gorgeous walk to school. I mean, you're walking along the promenade, looking across at Africa. You can see Africa right there.
And Gibraltar. I mean, it is a fantastic walk to school.
Yeah.
So that it's,
Trade-offs.
every location has its pros and cons in that way. Nothing is completely perfect, but yeah. And the director's still the same of the school, and I think he's fantastic.
Solid.
Yeah, he's always out there every morning, which I think is really important, greeting all the kids. He teaches some of the PE classes. He's out there teaching the kids Tai Chi, right?
Mindfulness, start to the day on the beach.
He taught them
Tai Chi.
some self-defense types of stuff. He just has such an interesting background, and he is sharing so much of his knowledge, and I think that's really cool for a director.
He brings a lot of organizational skill and also really very sociable and interacts great with everyone.
Yeah, so that's a plus. So, okay.
One other thing that has stayed the same is the working lounge, what do they call it? The hub.
Yeah.
And so that space has stayed the same. It's a great location, again, in Old Town, so you can get to lunch and things easily. It's pretty central to Old Town. I will say that it's also a bit of a smaller space.
Especially because this Estepona location draws a bigger cohort.
Yeah. So there may be less workspaces in there than other bigger spots, but it's a great space to work from when you are in there at the same time.
Yeah, and we don't tend to work from there that often, so we can't really tell if it's super packed or not. When I've been in there a couple of times, it seems fine. But the new thing actually that has opened since last time is the family lounge.
Now they have a more permanent lounge.
Yes.
And it's a great central space, again, on the edge of Old Town, very central to the main center drive. Right now, there's a bunch of construction going on there, so it's not so pretty outside. But the space is big enough, and it holds everybody in there for events that have been held there. They also offer it to rent it out for birthday parties and special events.
Yeah.
They have family yoga there, or adult yoga there, I should say. So it's a good general space. I would say it doesn't have a ton of charm, but it's a good multi-purpose space.
It doesn't have a ton of charm. I think it would if the construction wasn't going on. I think we're about 6 months to a year
until 2027. They're going to have this main construction down the main
and it's going to
corridor.
be beautiful when it's done. And so if Boundless is able to keep that family lounge, it could be really cool. But inside, it loses charm, but it is a nice room, and it's been a nice space for a lot of different types of events that families have held or people have hosted workshops and such and just a place to go if it is raining or after school if you don't feel like going to the playground. It's hard not to go to the playground or beach after school because it's just so beautiful all the time. But on the off chance, it's nice they ping pong in there. The kids are meant to play games or something.
And the playground still on the promenade is still fantastic.
It's so good.
Modern, beautiful, clean. It's great.
You're looking at the water. It's on the way back from the education center. It's nice. Real quick, I was just going to mention that this cohort has had more stolen bikes. I think we had like one stolen stroller. And did we have anything else the last cohort?
Yeah, it's incredible. So, I mean, at the beginning of the cohort, they sort of say, hey, if you're staying on the outskirts of town, we highly recommend renting a bike for the whole time you're here. True, it's very easy to get around on a bike, but man, there have been so many bikes stolen. Whether they've been locked up, not locked up, some of them have been dismantled from the bike rack overnight. So it's incredible how many...
It's not an unsafe place. It's just like a petty crime of opportunity. And typically when they're stolen, they have been left overnight. So even though they're locked up, they're left overnight. And
but also in the broad daylight, middle of everybody, if the bike is sitting there not locked up, somebody jumps on it and rides away and it's gone when the person turns around.
Yeah, especially I think at the beginning when they must have been, I don't know, it's just kind of weird. It was a lot of bikes went... So just
be triple cautious. Maybe come with your own bike lock. That's one thing that's been hard to find good bike locks here. So maybe bring that along with you, and then just be
aware. If you're aware now, then don't leave your bike out overnight. And even with the strollers, I am on it. I'm not leaving it around the corner, walking down the street, and coming back and hoping it's still there.
Yeah.
Because it's just
at the playground, you can't leave your bike sitting there. I mean, stuff just gets picked up and
I think that's especially because we were coming off of high season, and maybe that's why we didn't experience so much in the off season. I don't know, but that's new.
But again, still, it feels very safe here.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And like no problems walking around. Doesn't feel like anybody's out to get you.
No.
But these kind of just pinch and grabbers,
Yeah, I mean, like we let our older kids, 10 and 12, walk around by themselves and meet back home at a certain time. So it feels like that type of safe. And walking around at night, I never feel unsafe. So, okay, so let's just recap. We talked a little bit about the areas to live last time, but recap. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, just in general, you can stay by the marina side of town or up the hill there near Las Mesas, which is the sports complex. And there you're going to get a little bigger properties, more amenities, probably will include parking, a pool in your community, things like that. Or you can be more central you can be on the promenade, where you have a water view of the sea. But the space is probably less big, and maybe less modern also on the promenade, because a lot of those places have not been redone. You can be in Old Town, where you have a lot of the charm of the restaurants right outside your door, a little noisier at night, a little more action going on.
And you might have some disadvantages, such as like maybe you don't have a dishwasher, or maybe you can't throw toilet paper in the toilet or something in Old Town. There's sometimes some of that.
Yeah, it doesn't include parking typically.
Yeah, I would say, it's hard for us to say where you should be. For us, we really love this location where we are. It's central. It's like right between the school and Old Town, and so we can get everywhere really quickly. However, the space is going to be a bit smaller. It's modern. It works for us. We don't have a yard or anything here, which would be nice, but we have a nice little patio. Yeah. I'd say the people in the port tend to love their place, but the walk is like something like you are committed to going out for the day, or you're not just like, okay, I'll meet you down there real quick and come back. It's more of a commitment. So they tend to get bikes and scooters and then that's
people have got e-scooters, and those are really easy, or bikes are just as easy to ride up and down the hill. But I would just say you have to prioritize what's important to you. What kind of space do you need? How old are your kids? Are they going to be able to walk back and forth? So all the things, are you going to be scootering, strollering? Figure it out before you make a commitment to an area of town.
Right. Okay, so let's just recap here real quick. So how do you feel about coming back here, because we were kind of teetering on this decision. Do we go back to the same location? We typically like new things, but how do you feel about it?
Yeah, our first Boundless location that we've repeated, and it's a full cohort again. And I think I'm really happy we did it. Number one, because Spanish language is really important to us. We want to keep exposing our kids to it. And you can seek out English speaking if you want to here. You don't have to speak Spanish at all, but we do just the opposite, where we're trying to speak Spanish all day to everyone we see. So we're trying to give these kids more opportunities to speak Spanish and be really engaged. And so I think that's been really fruitful for us. What about you?
I would agree. You know what you just said, I think it's so funny because we hear this comment a lot, like, oh, it's just, for us, it's a little bit too much English or British, culture here. And I mean, that's going to be Spain at the beach, right? But we don't find that. We find like we can go into shopkeepers and my Spanish is not very good. So obviously they know I'm not from here. Whereas Jake and the kids are really great. And so they keep talking to them in Spanish. So they'll usually switch to English on me eventually. But a lot of them don't even speak English. So we get so many of those interactions during the day. So I think it's really what you kind of seek out and what you're willing to immerse yourself in, right? You can easily get away here with not speaking too much Spanish. But then you're going to have these times where, of course, it would be helpful to know some stuff.
The other side of it is that I do feel more healthy here than anywhere else we've ever been in the world.
Really?
Because every day we're walking to school, we're going to play paddle, we're going on a walk, we're doing yoga. It's so easy to have a healthy lifestyle here.
It's true. I don't know about anywhere else. I think Boundless in general, most of the locations, we tend to walk a lot. We're like walking to the store to pick up something. But
the weather
it's true. The weather
is fantastic. So you can be outside all the time.
Yeah.
And there's so many outdoor activities. Paddle's such a big thing here. So I'm just more active here than anywhere else.
It's true. We'll walk the kids to school, then we'll walk to yoga, then we'll walk home, then we'll walk to paddle, then we'll walk home, and then we'll go run to the grocery store, then we'll walk, so it is, you really you get a lot of exercise without even realizing it here on just a day-to-day basis. And you're right, because of the weather and there's so much to do. This is really, go back to our other video, but we talked about how this is a location that's really easy, especially if it's your first time abroad or you're unsure of how everything will go. Like, you can show up here with nothing, we say this all the time, and find pretty much everything you need.
Yeah. If this is your first time leaving North America, come here.
Yeah.
It's very easy. It's a very easy first gateway drug to get you into the traveling to other Boundless locations lifestyle. Yeah. You will find everything you need here, and it's very easy to have a positive, healthy experience here.
Yeah, so we've really enjoyed it. So to just wrap that up, I'll just say I was very concerned about doing the second time. We signed up and then we were like, oh, I don't know, do we really want to be doing this? Maybe we need just a little break. Because Boundless is very social also. I mean, it can be as much or little as you want, but there's a lot of socialization. So it can be, it's so fun and people get so excited and they're meeting everybody and everybody's having a great time. But you can also be like, whoa, it's a lot sometimes, right? So we were like, do we need a little break and just kind of do our own travel for a while? But we have loved being back, really way more than I thought we would.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's been good. And it's also nice based on the families that we're around and stuff. I think that's super helpful as well. So that makes a difference.
So since you loved coming back to Estepona so much, does that mean you're going to come back to Estepona for your next Boundless?
No, but we do have future plans for Boundless. We will take a little bit of a break. We've been doing back-to-back Boundlesses, and for lots of reasons, we'll take a little break, travel as a family, and then we will be doing another Boundless soon, and it's going to be in
Japan. Boundless Kamakura, Japan is opening up, and so we are excited to dive in and get over there.
So,
konnichiwa. Arigato.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
How am I doing? Do I need more Japanese lessons?
We're gonna need a few Japanese lessons.
Okay,
but
let's start.
You'll likely pick up the language way easier than me. So if you have any questions, let us know. You can reach me on Instagram. I'll pop it here. I try to answer everybody's DMs with any questions that you have. Let me know. He doesn't usually answer, but I really try to answer every single one. So please don't hesitate. And I love connecting with people. Also, check out the blog posts that we have, because I have tried to consolidate everything just for easier to find information that people typically ask from me, or they're interested. What was the baking class your daughter took in Estepona, or what was the singing, so I can try to put everything there.
And
be
if this
helpful.
is your first Boundless, you can use our referral code to get a discount off of your first Boundless session.
Yes.
We also get a kickback from that. We get a discount off our next Boundless, so we appreciate you doing that in advance. Thank you.
No, we really do. It really does help. And like I said, we just really love connecting with everybody. So it's very fun to hear when people reach out and say, thank you for this video, it helped me so much, or it convinced my husband, or we just get so many nice messages.
We do?
I show them to you sometimes.
I want to see those nice messages.
It is. It is really nice. So we appreciate that. And like I said, if you have any questions, let us know. And if you want our referral code, send me a message on Instagram and I will give that one to you. And if you have any questions, let us know. Adios from Estepona.
Hasta luego.